All right, everyone. Station Captain here. It's a Friday in April in Glendale. We've spent some time talking about being ready for various emergencies, from our intense summer heat and monsoons to unexpected events like highway closures or power outages. But there's a really important point we need to address head on. A common image that pops up into people's heads when they hear about preparedness. Let's be clear, this isn't about building a bunker crammed with toilet paper. That's the stereotype, often driven by sensationalism, and frankly, it misses the entire point. Responsible preparedness isn't about paranoia or hoarding massive quantities of random stuff. It's about having enough essentials, like water, food, medications, for your household for 72 plus hours, so you aren't reliant on immediate rescue or stressing limited public resources. It's about sensible self-reliance. As first responders, we see the whole spectrum during emergencies. We see people who have calmly prepared and can manage reasonably well during a disruption. And unfortunately, we also see the results of panic buying and hoarding. Empty shelves that prevent others from getting even basic necessities, and increased anxiety all around. So where is that line? How do we differentiate between being responsibly prepared and counterproductive panic hoarding? Responsible preparedness starts with a rational look at your household's actual needs and our likely local risks. What do you need? Clean water? Remember the 1 gallon per person per day minimum. Non-perishable food your family will actually eat. A sufficient supply of any prescription medications, plus basic over-the-counter meds, first aid supplies, flashlights, batteries, ways to stay informed, like a battery-powered radio, basic sanitation items. How much? The standard baseline recommendation is to have enough for a minimum of 72 hours, 3 days. Why 72 hours? Because after a major event, a widespread power outage from a storm, significant monsoon flooding, a large hazmat incident shutting things down, it often takes about that long for emergency services to handle the most critical calls, for utility crews to start making repairs, and for supply chains to begin stabilizing. Having your own essentials for those first 3 days means you're not immediately dependent on overwhelmed systems. Aiming for a week or even 2 weeks, if you have the space and means, provide a much more comfortable buffer and is still within the bounds of responsible planning. Why prepare? The goal is self-reliance during a temporary disruption. It's about taking responsibility for yourself and your family so you aren't adding to the strain on emergency services. It allows first responders to focus on true life or death situations. Preparedness helps you, your family, and your community. Now contrast that with panic hoarding. What does it look like? Usually it's an irrational, excessive accumulation of specific items, often driven by fear or rumors, far beyond what a household can reasonably use in a foreseeable emergency. Think buying 50 packs of toilet paper, cleaning shelves of all milk and bread before a storm, buying cases upon cases of water just days before an event when you previously had none. What drives it? Fear, panic, a scarcity mindset. I better get mine. Often fueled by social media hype or alarming news coverage, rather than a calm assessment of actual needs. What's the impact? Hoarding hurts the community. It creates artificial shortages, meaning your neighbors, maybe elderly folks, people who couldn't get to the store immediately, families on tight budgets, can't get the basic things they need to be prepared too. It puts unnecessary strain on supply chains and can actually worsen overall panic. Remember the empty shelves early in the pandemic? That wasn't responsible preparedness. That was hoarding in action. The fundamental difference lies in the mindset and impact. Preparedness is rational, planned, focused on needs, and beneficial to the community by reducing the burden. Hoarding is emotional, reactive, often focused on excess, and harmful to the community. This distinction is crucial everywhere, especially when communities face large-scale weather disasters where resources become incredibly scarce almost instantaneously. Imagine a hurricane bearing down on the Florida coast. Responsibly prepared residents already have their supplies, gathered over time. Panic hoarders descend on stores at the last minute, stripping shelves bare of water, batteries, and plywood, preventing others who genuinely need those items from getting them before the storm hits. In the Midwest, facing a blizzard warning, responsible folks ensure they have enough food and heat for several days of being snowed in. Panic hoarders clear out all the bread and milk based on fear, leaving nothing for neighbors who couldn't shop until after work. On the West Coast, preparing for an earthquake means methodically building a robust kit over time. Hoarding doesn't really apply before an earthquake, but the lack of preparation leads to a desperate, hoarding-like scramble for vanishing resources after the event if stores are accessible. Responsible prep avoids the chaos. During widespread flooding, having necessary supplies beforehand is responsible. A last-minute rush to buy out all available sandbags or water pumps, taking far more than needed, is hoarding that prevents neighbors from protecting their own property. Preparedness is a calm, ongoing process, maybe adding a few extra cans of food or a gallon of water to your regular shopping trip. Hoarding is a frantic, usually short-term reaction. The 72-hour to 2-week guideline for essentials provides a solid benchmark for self-sufficiency without crossing into excessive, harmful hoarding. Being truly prepared also fosters a community mindset. If you've prepared well and have a little extra, you might be in a position to help a neighbor, whereas hoarding inherently isolates and depletes shared resources. So, as we head into the weekend here in Glendale, let's be clear about our goal. It's responsible self-reliance, not bunkers full of toilet paper. It's about ensuring your household can manage for a few days, reducing the strain on everyone else. Now let's reflect on this. How do you view the line between responsible prepping and panic hoarding? Does that 72-hour minimum, aiming for maybe a week or two of essentials, feel like a reasonable and responsible target to you? Think about it. Choose to be prepared, not panicked. Choose responsibility to yourself, your family, and your community. Stay safe out there.